Today's discussion is about my journey from ideas to impact, and I'll be talking about a lot of different ideas that I have had so far in my life. So, how I pursued all the different ideas that that had sparked into my head, and how I managed them, and how I managed them well. So I'll start from the year 2023. And as we speak at this stage today, I can proudly say that on November 17, 2023, I could be holding the Boardman Tasker Award for Mountain Literature for my debut book called Sherpa, which I co-authored with my friend Pradeep. He's in the audience. Let's go back to 2010. So I was a 19-year kid back then, and I and my one of my friends, we saw a newspaper ad. We were studying journalism and English literature for our bachelor's degree. So we saw this ad in the newspaper, and the call was for a trainee journalist. I guess it was a couple of numbers. So they were looking for these trainee journalists for the newsroom of the Kathmandu Post. We decided to apply, and when we had our initial discussion, we discussed about the ask that we were going to pitch to the Kathmandu Post, interviewers. Our idea at that point of time was rupees 2,500 in salary, and internet connection in our homes, and free newspapers. So that was all that we were about to ask. But we didn't get to pitch this whole demand because they didn't ask us. So yeah, that's how I got into Kathmandu Post. And I'd like to share a story. There was this crime scene in Bhaktapur. A guy had killed his wife in cold blood. So I went there on my bike. I parked my bike. All the journalists were seated outside the home. They were in a courtyard. It was a traditional, Newari home in Bhaktapur, in one of the alleys. So as I approached the crime scene, there were a lot of police officials in civils. I had trimmed my hair short, so it was just like this maybe. So I don't know, maybe they thought that I was one of them, and I happened to, that was without intention, but I just happened to straight away walk into the crime scene, actually the same room, the same bedroom where the murder had happened. And the scene was very gross. I will not describe it now. But the other things that I was interested in as a storyteller were the color of the curtain, the size of the bedroom, all the humanly things that tend to spark ideas of stories in our heads. So those were the things I was interested in. So when I came back, I drafted this story. So it was a feature crime story, and our editor, he really liked it. He used to call us cub reporters, by the way. So all the young bunch of people who were doing this, journalism for him. So yeah, and I also started developing interest in the long form storytelling. So here are these two stories. One was about the Frick Street, the Jhoche that we have here. So this was a full-page story back then, and it was a big thing, trust me, to get a byline on a full-page story. That really meant something to us. And the other one there is about the unrest in the royal family of Mustang. So both these stories, I co-authored these stories with the same co-author that I worked with when I wrote Sherpa. So that's why I have these two pictures here. So also in 2010, so this was in 2010 when I started a career in journalism and storytelling. At the same time, I was practicing a lot of music, and the picture on the left there is from one of our Devsi Vailo, programs. We used to have this crazy, all-night parties in the name of Devsi and Vailo, a lot of music, good music, and yeah. So this was going on in the backdrop as I was shaping my career into journalism. We got this beautiful chance to go to the Mount Everest. I didn't climb Mount Everest, but I just trekked in the region, right? And that's when I got to meet a lot of Sherpas. A lot of them were working in their kitchens, in the small tea houses, hotels. Some of them were porters, and we got the chance to interact with a lot of them, and their stories really inspired me in more than one way. So we will come back to how the stories of Sherpas took shape, but this was when the idea sparked in our heads. 2015, I finally came out with my first original song. It was called Ram Nam, and the song is good, trust me. If you have not heard, go back and check that on YouTube, and the video as well. So some really crazy ideas questioning the physical existence of gods and inspiring people to look within to actually see what lies inside of every one of us. So this song was picked up very well in the media. So that one was when it aired for the first time in Kantipur TV. And the other one is a review that Bineet Bana wrote. I didn't even know that this review was going to come out. So one of the weekends, I was out on a holiday trip with my friends. I think it was somewhere around Nagarkot Dhulikhel. When we came back on Saturday, someone called me. I think it was my brother. He called me and asked me to pick up the Kathmandu Post. And when I saw a big, huge review published on the Saturday edition, it really blew my mind. Again, in 2015, I wrote a song. I did this song called No Footy Booth. It was about the blockade that we faced in the same year. And that was when this media outlet called The Diplomat wrote a profile on me, labeling me as Nepal's singing storyteller. So that was a huge honor for me. I had only 2 songs out, and things were happening for me. Things were falling into place. Now, there were some other stuffs as well. Republica wrote another piece labeling me master of his own style. I'm not sure if I'm a master, but that's what they thought. And the last one there is in German language. So once the Diplomat edition was out, DW picked up another profile on me, and this one is the longest profile that's ever been written on me. So I'm not able to read a word, but I can just scroll through the screen. Then in 2017, the dawn of this new musical giant called Artmandu. So I founded this company. I had already been doing a lot of songs back then, and I was also into journalism. I was also into research. So again, I somehow I might have thought that was not enough for me. I coupled up with a few friends and formed this company called Artmandu. We started releasing songs one after another, and after 3 years of delivering, flop songs, a lot of them, we finally arrived to Kemaya Laksara in 2020. I composed this song, and there was no looking back after this for Artmandu. And as we speak here today, I guess we all know where Artmandu has arrived. So also in 2020, again, So a lot of things happening simultaneously for me. So all the different ideas that I worked upon, so these are all working in parallel. So in the year 2020, actually it was in when the idea first sparked, Pradeep and myself, we wanted to write a book. We sat down, we wrote a few pages, and we were very fortunate to crack a deal with a very a popular agent in the UK. So the agent from the Soho agency, so they liked our idea, and they started pitching. They asked for a full proposal, and then they started looking for publishers. So for the first idea that we had put into papers for a book, there were interests from, I don't know, around a dozen of publishers all around the world, and we signed the best deal with Octopus, which is under the flagship of Hachette in the UK. And the book thing happened. And here are a few reviews that were written on our book. So in Kathmandu Post, in Dawn, The Spectator, you name it, the Times Literary Supplement. So there was a time when I was struggling for my own byline. So as I already said, the name on the at the top of your news article, it really means a lot. I was struggling for that name. Now people were writing about my book, and they were writing good things about it. So Times Literary Supplement, I think it said the Sherpas have got the center stage finally, and now that they are the heroes of their own story. So those were really big sounding words that really honored us, and it eventually went on to become a #1 bestseller in Amazon India as well. And as I speak today, the book has been published in Italian already. It's I think a couple of months back it was launched in Italian language, and last week we got an email from our agent asking for our go ahead for another deal with Czech Republic. I even didn't know Czech existed as a separate language. But yeah, things are happening, and they're happening in a beautiful way. Also in 2022, when all these things are happening in my life, music, book, storytelling, and all that, so I've also been constantly working with my interest in research and monitoring and evaluating humanitarian projects. So in the year 2022, I got into the UN, and that's where I have a full-time job now, while I'm also working on the ideas for other books. I'm composing songs, every now and then. I'm practicing music every day. So yeah, that's a great life I've had. So this is the Italian cover of the book. So this is the English cover. So yeah, that was pretty much about my journey. I hope you all really enjoyed. And if I have to connect the thread here, so what I really want to stress upon is that if you have multiple ideas, don't worry about that. The thing is whether you have the knack to pursue all these different ideas and actually make it happen for you, right? So if you have the knack to pursue all the different ideas that crack in your heads all the time, and if you are really passionate about it, you can seriously make it. So I am an example here. So anybody can. So I see a lot of confusion around people, especially youngsters. They love doing a lot of things, but they're not sure what to pursue, how to pursue. Don't worry about all that. If you are passionate about it, if you have got that knack, if you have got that skill, why not? It's a one-time life that we have all got, and I think it's really worth trying what you really love doing, and that's how you reach to multiple impacts from multiple ideas. Thank you.